Football is getting crazy, guys, and we're getting into a new economic era, and we're seeing massive payouts from the new Champions League format. We're seeing a lot of money going into the Club World Cup, and we're seeing a lot of big teams, having bigger revenues now due to that, and being able to offer bigger wages, and you're increasing the gap between themselves and even the mid-table teams, not even to talk of the, lower tier teams. And I think it's going to make the chase for equality almost impossible, if not very, very difficult. I mean, let's first talk about the Champions League. I think in the 2024-25 cycle, including the Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League, I think even the Super Cup as well, UEFA were able to generate 4.4 billion in revenue. And I think after all the expenses, 3.3 billion of that money went straight to clubs in the group stages and beyond. I mean, just being in the group stages would earn you a lot of money. That's a big jump fueled by the new format and resource pool. And I think the group stage entry gave about 18.6 million per club. And making a deep run into the competition, you could be walking away with 90 million in bonuses. I mean, we all know how money runs football clubs at the moment. I mean, look at teams like Manchester City, PSG, Real Madrid. I mean, even Barcelona with the limited amount of money they have, they're still able to, run their club successfully and go out and pay players like Lewandowski, Rafinha. These are quality players, and not just the players. We're talking about facilities, global brand presence. It's very, very massive what money does in football, in this current day and age. And, the newly introduced Club World Cup format, a massive 1 billion prize pot stretched across 32 teams. I mean, we saw teams like Chelsea earning 114 million. Runners-up PSG, they weren't far behind that. They were getting around 100 million just for playing in a Club World Cup. This is not a massive competition. This is not a Champions League. This is not a FIFA World Cup. This is a Club World Cup, a post-season competition. I mean, what's even more shocking is the performance bonuses stacked up. We're talking group stage wins of 2 million each, round of 16, 7 million, quarterfinals, 13 million, semifinals, 21 million. This is massive. You're not even talking about the winners of the competition. These are just round of 16, group stage, semifinals. And I mean, getting to the final, you're going to get a 40 million finale bonus. That's massive. I mean, let's have a look at what Chelsea actually got to, win. They got around 129 million for just a month. We're not talking about Champions League that takes, an entire season. Just a month playing a competition. You're getting 129 million. Yes, I know this competition comes every 4 years, but a month work to get 129 million. I mean, just basically say 130 million. For playing in the Club World Cup, that's massive. And because of the amount of money that has been moving around in football in recent years, we've seen what it has done in this summer's transfer window. The Premier League went absolutely crazy. I think I've already talked about this on my Twitter. You can follow, link in the description. A record 3.5 billion euros led by Liverpool's 480 million off-season spree. This is not, over a span of, this was just this summer. Now, I talked about wages earlier. Let's have a look at how the wage structure of teams could absolutely be obliterated with the amount of money coming in. Having a look at Manchester United's top earners, we're looking at 250k a week, at most 350k a week. That's small change compared to what Manchester City could be offering players. We're talking 750, we're talking 800, we could be talking 1 million in a few years' time. And with that kind of payroll, the playing field is gonna be absolutely obliterated. And we can't talk about money without talking about the almighty Real Madrid. They just smashed through their 1 billion annual revenue. Manchester City, they're not far behind that with 840 million. And I mean, very soon, we could see these clubs go into 1 billion every season. Every season, guys. And this isn't a one-time thing. This is going to be a cycle. The Club World Cup is going to be happening every 4 years. Teams like Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, these teams are going to be qualifying for the Champions League every single year. If you're going to be getting 50 million, these teams could be going into at least the round of 16 of the Champions League. Let's assume they're getting 50 million every time they qualify for the Champions League every year. If they can do that for 4 years and go, very far in the competition, they qualify for the Club World Cup. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money going into clubs for just playing in competitions, not even winning trophies. We're not talking about winning trophies yet. That comes with a whole different amount of money. We're just talking about playing in these competitions and participating. So as a football fan of a club like a Manchester United, maybe a Tottenham Hotspur, maybe even a Newcastle, Aston Villa, who would also want to be, getting a hold of this money, what do you know? What's the future going to hold? And we might be seeing stuff like clubs, outside the top 4, top 5, top 6, they might never catch up, because if Liverpool are going to spend this money next summer, I mean, Liverpool might be able to have this amount of money they spend this season, next season. If they're going to spend this amount of money, let's say someone like a Newcastle, like an Aston Villa, what are they going to do? We're going to be seeing young stars move to bigger clubs even faster for more money and more exposure. Because keep in mind, if a team like Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea are always qualifying for the Champions League and not allowing teams like maybe a Newcastle or Aston Villa or Manchester United to be playing in the Champions League, young players want to play in the Champions League. They want to build their reputation. So if a young player is in the Manchester United and seeing Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, always qualifying for the Champions League, they might be looking at the situation saying, hey, I'd like to go to Manchester City. I don't have anything against Manchester United, but I want to play Champions League football. And you guys don't look like you can be playing Champions League football anytime soon. Not because you don't have quality players, but the quality of players you have is not on the level of these teams, these behemoths in the top 4. Football changed this summer. I think we're entering into a brand new year, rich, flashy, and it's widening by the year. The Champions League, the Club World Cup, they've unleashed a financial avalanche. And to be honest, only the richest are riding this, wave at the moment. And as a football fan, you have to ask yourself, is football heading towards exclusivity? I mean, we talked about the Super League a few years ago that almost happened. That could be happening. Or will regulation, solidarity, and reform bring balance back like we've seen in the Premier League, with FFP doing its thing there, and, the UEFA, rules and all of that? Will they be able to regulate these type of things? Because keep in mind, these teams are earning this money legitimately. This is not illegal money. This is clean money that these teams are earning from playing in competition that they deserve to be in. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As usual, any feedback from you guys would be greatly appreciated.